Do you go by Mary or Mary Louise?
Mary Louise.
I'll call you both then. How did you know Red Skelton? Did you? That's fine.
I have to think. He was just a little boy. He was a gamin, a bad little boy on the streets. My father just dodged. He stole things, little things. And if there was a gum machine, he always broke it to get the gum out. And, he was just a bad little boy. That's all he was. And so he went on. Nobody ever thought much. And then he got to acting real crazy and silly. And Clarence Stout used to put on shows once a year with local people, And that's how I got to know Red. We were in the same show. Now, he was the wild man in Borneo, all dressed up in furs, like a wild man, and had a stage, and he rattled the bars in all that stuff. And well.
Well, did you ever think that he could be a comedian? Was he good?
At that time, he wasn't, but he came back here a little later. I'm kind of foggy on what he did after he grew up a little bit more. But then the next thing I know was that he came back and did a performance at the Pantheon, and they had a luncheon for him someplace, so it kind of evened things up for the way he was. But and then, of course, everybody in town was very proud of him, all the ones that were so mad at him all the time for doing some of his things.
What type of sense of humor did he have when he was younger?
I really couldn't tell you that. I just didn't know him as a real person, I know him as this kid, Red Skelton, and Inez Stout, Clarence Stout's wife, she was always trying to do things for him or to promote him some way because she could tell he had something there. But outside of Clarence Stout's shows, I don't think he ever... Oh, and Father Dahl. Father Dahl put on a circus every year, all without animals. He had characters, animals, and human beings cut out in wood. I painted horses' eyes for I don't know how long, dozens of horses' eyes. Ruth Menser and I painted those horses, and he had all of that, and well.
Okay. You said he was a troublemaker when he was...
Oh, yeah, he stole things. If anything was left outside, my father had some displays, and he would get into them. And, he was what you call a gamin. He was just a bad little boy.
I take it, was he well-liked, though?
Oh, not at that time, no. I think Father Dahl was the only person that liked him. Father Dahl fixed him up in lots of things, and Father Dahl put on a show down at our church every year, and he got Red into that. And, he put on an awfully good act of a wild man.
Did that make you laugh? Did he ever make you laugh? You can't remember?
I don't think so. I don't recall of any time, really and truly.
What did you think when Red made the big time out in Hollywood? What did you think?
was pretty happy that he had, because I'm happy for anybody hitting the big time. And so I was surprised, but I hadn't seen him in many years. I think he had 2 wives after I saw him, before all that. And so I just didn't have any way to judge.
Were you younger than he was, or about the same age?
Oh, it's so hard to tell boys and girls, isn't it?
Yeah. When was he born?
1913.
He was born in 1913.
Well, he's younger than I.
Okay. And so, but did you grow up around where he lived? He lived on
No.
Lindale.
What?
He lived on Lindale.
Oh, maybe once. I know where he grew up, in a way, was the back of a grocery store. The back end of a grocery store on up. I can take you right there, but I don't know what street it is.
Ehart's?
Huh?
Ehart?
No, it would be. It's a block or two beyond Hart Street, and
Upper 11.
his grandmother lived there, I believe, and she was the one he probably liked to live with as much as anything.
You were talking about Red being a troublemaker. Did he have very many friends, or was he a loner?
Well, you see, I just
Do you recall?
I just don't know. That's all I know about him. We had I don't know why, there's a big tent show on Vigo Street that's all built up now, that was empty, and they had the tent up, and he, hung around there all the time and got to do things. He was sort of, what do they call those, rough hands that do all the dirty work, and he did up most of that, and
But he was involved in entertainment even when he was a kid. In some form or another, you were talking about the shows where he dressed up in fur and...
Well, yeah, but that was Clarence Stout, I think, that promoted him so much. He saw, Clarence was a local entrepreneur, He never got to do anything really big, but he was a smart man in that area. And so he arranged a lot of little things. And then Father Dahl was a person who sort of sought out the ones he thought needed. And he put on this show every year to make money for the parish. And it was good. He got everybody, every place, and I remember Charlotte Nardine was a snake charmer, and in a cage with all these artificial snakes all over the place. It was a good show. Everybody certainly did enjoy it, because they liked to go and see their kids or their friends and everybody acting,
Do you think Father Dahl and Clarence Stout saw something and read that other people didn't?
Well, I know that Clarence Stout did, and Father Dahl probably just saw him as a lonely little boy. I don't think he was that much interested in shows, as I recall him, but because he was always getting in trouble, with the police and everybody, and so Father Dahl kind of took him under his wing that way.
Did you watch him on TV when he had his TV shows?
Oh yes, oh sure.
Did you like him then?
Yes, I thought he was very good then.
Okay.
Could hardly believe it that he's the same kid. But I really think it's wonderful how he did this, how he pulled himself up and became somebody.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, I was wanting to ask her what part she played in that show that she was in with Red?
What?
What was her part?
What part did you play in that show with Red? What did you do?
Oh, I think we just had a chorus of girls. That's all I can think about. We got out and danced a chorus, whole across the stage. And I did other things in other shows, but those that Clarence put on at the Pantheon had such a large cast that nobody did very much.
Well, thank you very much, Mary Louise. Thank you.
Well, I don't think that's very interesting.
The reason I asked is because I had heard she had danced with him on stage. That's what I was